I did the unthinkable. Um, I got a 3DS. I know, ultimate betrayal. Um, the PlayStation hacker girl got a 3DS. Unbelievable. But I don't know. Been doing some soul seeking, and I think it's okay to own consoles from other manufacturers than the one you usually focus on, especially when you hate all of the companies anyway. Um, but okay, so the reason I got this is because I've heard there's the main reason is I heard there was I heard there was an Ace Attorney game, Spirit of Justice, that has the representation for the social identity disorder, and of course, given I am a system and they have that, um, that is something I wanted to see if it was any good. If they did a good job representing it. And also, I'm just generally a fan of the Ace Attorney games. They're pretty good. Not a fan of the actual justice system, but the games are good. Um, and uh, other thing is that, like, I heard there's like the older Animal Crossings are good, and I heard like the older Pokemon were good or something. This is actually yeah, but and also it's an unexpected one. Yeah, so my favorite PlayStation mobile game ever, Adventure Valley Labyrinth, was is a spin-off of a 3DS game called Adventure Valley Story. And there's even a 3DS port of the Adventure Valley Labyrinth game called Adventure Labyrinth Story. It's essentially the same game, just different soundtrack. So yeah. Now, tell me if you've heard this before. It's surprisingly easy to hack a 3DS. Anyone can do it, even you. I kind of don't know about this. Like, okay, it's not hard. And the thing that annoys me is, like, at the time this was said, like, it was about how though. Like, the time this was said was during, like, the days of Seed Miner. And I was kind of, I kind of thought, like, Seed Miner isn't exactly what I consider easy. Um, but these days, the 3DS hacking is a lot easier. Sure. But it's still not as easy as the Vito with the on 360 or with Henyo, for instance. Also, I guess there was like a whole thing about hello. I'm doing if you're not you, I'm doing the Ultimate Betrayal. I have a 3DS and I'm talking about the 3DS for a bit because I have thoughts. So everyone says the 3DS is a great emulation device, and it probably is. I'm not too interested in emulating games, honestly. Um, I don't like. I find emulators to be a nice tech demo. I don't actually want to play games on them. And yes, it's like PSP emu on Vita or like the DS emu on 3DS. If it like integrates well with the OS, then I'm fine with it. But okay. So it's surprisingly easy to hack a 3DS apparently. Um, well, not really. I mean, I found it annoying I had to constantly copy files between my SD cards. Like, why couldn't they just give me all of the files required as like one package, and I just put them all on the SD card, right? And then I'm done, right? I don't have to like swap it out over and over again. Um, and the other thing is just it's not as like I said, it's not as easy as the Vita. It's not as easy as the PSP. It's not as easy as some of the other consoles that were much easier to hack. It is a web exploit, which is it's good. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, obviously, I own all of these games very legitimately. Never condone piracy ever. Especially of mega corporations that you can't buy the games off anyway, and who are like kind of actually evil. Um, you know, that, um, and yeah, I mean, I don't know where I was going with this. I probably didn't need to live stream this. If anyone has anything they want to do after this, I don't know what it is, but Yeah, I mean this is an alright console, I guess. This is actually a Japanese 3DS that I've converted to English and done the ancient runes required to make the Pokemon Bank and eShop updates work on it as well. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of like another thing is like Pretendo kind of doesn't work too well. Like everyone goes on about Pretendo restoring online services. Realistically, most of the games I've tried, it doesn't work. Most of the stuff I've tried doesn't work. I mean, Miiverse works, which is kind of cool. But, like, I feel like Pretendo's a lot better on the Wii U than it is on the 3DS. And, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to ramble. I have a 3DS now, you know. Maybe I might make homebrew for it or something at some point. Who knows? Oh, hello, just Daisy and Whistlewood. How you doing? I don't know why I'm live streaming this, so, like, what to really say after this. Oh yeah. Also, there's like the best version of Minecraft ever created on here. Um, this is beaten only by Apple TV edition. Mm, I don't know. There's also like a bunch of homebrew Minecraft ports that I think are kind of interesting. Uh, this console in general is kind of interesting. It's kind of different. One thing I noticed is a lot of people seem to think like if you do one wrong move or hacking it, you'll like brick your whole 3DS. I don't know how true that is, but I heard a lot of that said on like about the Vito. Um, and it really annoyed me back then because like it's actually really hard to brick a Vito. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Unless you just straight up like run malware or like fucking like use a really old program to make everything read right and then delete files in OS0. Um, it's quite hard. Like the important stuff on the Vito is SLB2, which most people don't even know what is. OS0, and surprisingly the fonts, because the fonts are needed for safe mode. So if you have invalid fonts, you can't load safe mode. But that's it. Like you couldn't even wipe out the entirety of VS0 and still be fine and like reinstall in safe mode and no problems on Vito. Um, and it's also very lenient on like folders and stuff. Like you can wipe out the entirety of UR0, for instance, and UXO, and it just won't care and just regenerate all files. Um, but that's a tangent though. On the 3DS, it might be a bit different. Who knows? Maybe it's like really flaky. Maybe like if the folder doesn't exist, they don't have code to create it or something, and it just assumes it's gonna be there. Maybe it's like you know. I also heard something about if you downgrade your 3DS to like 2.1 and then like put it in seat mode, um, it'll brick it forever and there's no way to recover, which seems really silly. But I have no idea how that makes any sense, but apparently that's a thing. So yeah, don't downgrade your new 3DS to 2.1 and then go see it. Uh, oh yeah, I also have like the Flip Note Studio on here. There's also a Flip Note 3D, um, which I hope wasn't as great, but whatever. Oh yeah, and there was a version of RPG Maker for this thing as well, which I also always wanted to look at, but couldn't because I never 3DS. There's just been like a couple things like here and there that I've kind of always wanted to look at, but couldn't because I didn't have a 3DS, and well now I can. So yeah, that's it really. I have a 3DS, I suppose, and it's the ultimate betrayal of the Vita. I know, you know, getting a Nintendo 3DS instead of a PlayStation Vita. But to be fair, I have like lots of PlayStation Vitas. Um, I wouldn't say I like this more or anything. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I don't. I don't use emulators on consoles, which is like the main reason most people want to mod consoles. From what I find is emulators and pirating games. I do a lot of let's say very legitimately obtained backups of games, and get really annoyed when someone likes to act like the homebrew community and like running pirate games and like Linux and everything else is like completely separate in the groups as if they're not like as if it's like zero overlap whatsoever. Um, which is just nonsense. Like you can make homebrew and still kind of like doing the other stuff, you know. Uh, yeah. Ultimate Betrayal. It's a 3DS. You see, 3DS. Vita was put to the side. This thing has a version of Minecraft, and it's like the most jankiest version of Minecraft ever. Here we go. Here's the Vita. Yeah, still here. I never use my Vita honestly anymore. Like I only use it for development. I forgot I have this stupid theme on here. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I almost never use this, but yeah, the main thing is just there's just a couple things on here I always wanted to try out. I also want to get into making homebrew for other consoles at some point. Um, the PlayStation scene is very kind of shit. Like the actual community behind it is often very kind of crappy, and I find the 3DS scene seems to be a bit better, except they seem to have a weird fetish with simping Nintendo for some reason, um, which I don't understand because Nintendo are kind of shitty, but Sony is also kind of shitty. Don't get me wrong, like Sony sucks too, um, but you know. Did you get a of the 3DS in my terrace? I don't know. I didn't know where you put it. The 3DS edition is it's something. I don't know if you've seen this version, but like it's uh first off it takes ridiculously long to even boot. Um but another great thing. Yeah, I mean Nintendo fans it's weird. Like um I'm very much not a Nintendo fan. I guess Nintendo makes some pretty good games, I guess. But like I don't know, I wouldn't fanboy over the company, but the community in general, aside from that, is usually alright, I guess. Um um maybe I'll create a wall. I'll put on creative and I'll just yay. This version takes like forever. By the way, I don't know if this is like Bedrock um or like LCE or what. Um I think it might be like almost neither. Um in other news, um let's go so here it is. It's kinda first off, okay, one thing I don't like about the 3DS is the controls. Um maybe with like something like Xsync Kai, depth is best. I don't know. I don't know 3DS. Sorry. This is all very new to me. This is not something I've ever looked into that much. Like I only just got this. Um, but like the controls on 3DS, I don't know. They kind of suck. Like even the circle pad sucks. Like this is a terrible analog stick. This is a terrible analog stick. Um, I'm used to these bad boys on here, you know, the actually good ones. Um, and damn, is this a downgrade? Like you have no idea. You can like tell how much of a downgrade it is. It might, to be in fairness, it might just suck at like playing first person games, which it probably wasn't ever even meant to do. Yeah, this version of Minecraft is uh not not amazing, to put it bluntly. Um, but I mean, maybe that's the charm, right? Maybe there's some charm in it not being the greatest. It's also, I think, like the only game that requires the new 3DS. Um, which is interesting. I wonder if there's a way to make it run on old 3DS. I feel like it would like probably run terribly, but like it could be interesting. Something like patching like a whitelist or something. Um, oh yeah, I also like that you can kind of put like DS with a hacked 3DS, you can kind of put like DS home menu stuff on here. You can also run Twilight menu, which is the DSi custom firmware. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the 3DS equivalent to Adrenaline almost. Like the Vita can run the entire PSP environment, but this can run the entire DSi environment through this. So that's neat. Um, but yeah, that's it. I don't know how to make like a video about me having a 3DS interesting. Um, so if you want to chat about like anything else, I'm here. Like ask me anything, you know. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna stop. I mean, when you say like that's Nintendo fans for you, to be fair, I have seen Sony fans like do very similar. Same with Xbox fans. It's just very weird to me. Like, um, like the whole homebrew scene kind of desensitized me to a lot of the whole like, oh, this company is better than the other one because they make this console. It's kind of like, they do shitty things, so, especially after PlayStation Mobile. I kind of was like, oh, fuck them. Um, Minecraft 3DS multiplayer. Does Minecraft 3DS not have multiplayer? I actually didn't know if it did. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna end the stream. It says this video didn't even need to be a stream. How do I actually do that?